Greetings, everyone. Welcome back to Crash Bandicoot. We're in the final part.
Already.
And after all these unique tropes we've been getting on the third island, we get a recycled stage, and it's just kind of... I don't know.
Well, you have to recycle level tropes in a game like this just because,
Well, yeah, I know. It's just every stage up to this point that we've played on the third island has been a unique level, and now, suddenly...
This for no reason.
Well, it sort of clashes, because, where did this temple come from? Weren't we in, techno-base places before this? What the heck?
Well, that does show that there's a temple here, but...
Yeah, but why is there a temple here?
Well, obviously there was something on the island before Cortex built this base, but...
Maybe
it's just, my problem with it is just that... after so much unique gameplay, we're going back to we're going back and going over. We're gonna recycle something. I'd rather they recycled one of the new tropes instead of one of the old ones.
Or if they were gonna have this level here, at least put it earlier in the game where it seems to fit a little bit better. Because this was the first area, wasn't it?
Second.
Second area, yeah.
Yeah, well, still, it seems out of place.
Kind of, sort of.
I think what they should have done here was just not really change the level, but more just change the look of the level. If they made it industrialized, I'd probably stick out.
That was basically what they did for the generator level.
Okay, you know what? Something that bugs me, that sound effect when you get one of the faces, it sounds like you're at a carnival, and it doesn't make any sense.
What, the cha-ching?
No, it's like a pa-ching, like you just won a prize at a carnival or something. It's just, why that sound effect?
That has been a staple sound for... Oh god, color gem again.
Yep.
We meet again.
So wait, do you got a leap of faith that, or...
No.
You have to get...
I don't have the color
blue gem before getting into the stage, so it becomes a live one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just not doing the alternate path because...
No, I don't have...
Well,
that's basically telling you there's a path there, but it's not solid.
That little gem is just an indicator that you need the blue gem to proceed, because if you try to approach that little blue gem, it shrinks, and it disappears.
Yeah. Oh, it looks pretty solid to me, though.
It's not.
Yeah, it does. In the later games, what they actually do is they give you an outline of the gem to say that there's a gem there. But in this game, the gem platforms, when they're solid, are really fucking huge. But they're really small when they're not solid, and then they'll shrink when you get up close. To the point where they're just a speck.
Yeah.
Holy hell. How are you supposed to know about that one?
Wumpa fruit.
Oh, of course.
I think there was a single Wumpa fruit that he collected too fast for us to notice it was there. And this one's slightly to the right, so I guess that helps?
Well, I think if you manage to find that area, you just assume there's an invisible path going back.
Well, or you try to backtrack. They sped up the Wumpa crates in Crash Bandicoot 3.
They sped it up in 2, but then they double timed it in 3. You impatient fucks. Yeah.
We're just about done here.
Yay. Good, because we're running out of things to talk about, apparently.
This is Are the other games this short?
Well, you have to remember that Ryan's not going after the gems.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we don't blame him.
Playing through the games is actually pretty, it's not any longer than your average 2D platformer was before.
So it's something you could comfortably plow through in one sitting if you wanted to.
Yeah, unless you're going for 100% completion. And if you know the game, you can even do that in one sitting in 2 and 3.
Probably need a lot of patience, though.
Yeah.
Well, less 3 because you'll need to do the time trials as well. But in 2, if you know the game, you can plow through getting the gems, and it's actually something I've done on multiple occasions. Part of the reason I can go back to 2 so easily is I don't have to worry about going through time trials for completion. So I can just get the gems and be happy.
And create your giant fuck you laser.
Indeed.
The hell is that?
I think it was a car.
Was it?
Wow.
You know, this end level screen seems just like a giant dick move. It's just like, okay, great job, you beat the level, but you
That only happens if you beat it without dying, though.
Great job, except no.
Except
again.
you suck.
Do it again.
Castle machinery. We're back.
Yep.
It's the same as heavy machinery, only harder.
Yep. And it is, in fact, basically it's supposed to taunt you with the level end right there. It is actually possible with a perfectly timed spin jump to reach over there in one jump.
I've never done that.
It's basically pixel perfect, but
Have
it
you
is
done it
possible.
before?
Yeah.
Aha!
Great job, but you missed.
Everything.
Yeah, the screen you get for doing that is basically you miss 1 minute later.
The tally takes longer than completing the level itself.
Pretty much.
Oh, I gotta try that now.
It's hard to do, but you can do it.
Hey, look, man. That jump you have to make in Cave Story, where you have to ignore the fucking professor, is pixel
Oh,
perfect.
I hated that. That's you know, I don't really like Cave Story to begin with, but just the unlocking, I didn't even know that that's what you had to do to unlock the extra ending. It's just like, no, screw you, game. I mean, really. You have to ignore logic in order to get...
It's a complete violation of common sense.
Yeah.
Still not as bad as trying to get one of the robot generators in Sonic CD.
Well, that's why you do time stones, Johnny.
Because Sonic CD is time travels.
So yeah.
When did that interview actually, or retort take place?
What, the game?
The Sonic CD is time travels.
Off the top of my head, I don't know.
Hmm.
I just know it exists and
Yeah.
bring it up.
It's our new excuse for anything time travel based.
Was the background like this in the first machinery level?
Yeah.
This one seems a little more regal.
Well, it's a castle.
It is.
Well, I mean,
like,
that's why I'm asking.
I think because it's the outside of his castle, but
I always thought these things were Elio's pizzas.
What?
what?
The things that launch us up, right there. Look, I'm a '90s kid.
How do you get Elio's pizza out of that color?
Pizza time.
They're square, marinara sauce. I figured, come on.
Don't say pizza though. I'm hungry.
I'm hungry too, but we're almost done this game. I'm gonna get something to eat as soon as we're finished. In fact,
I'm
Ryan,
hungry
beat the
and
game
I'm
faster.
longing. I'm longing to eat my Doritos, but I can't because then I'd be crunching into the microphone the whole time.
Microsoap.
You'd be crunching into Microsoft because the Kinect is watching you eat those Doritos.
Eat your verification Doritos chip. to play offline for an extra 10 minutes.
Acne everywhere.
If you want to actually buy the DLC, your Mountain Dew verification can.
Halo sponsored.
Yeah.
And that Doritos better have a fucking.
Okay, so risking your life for extra lives you didn't need caused you to die.
What I love about that is the lives didn't add to your count until after you died.
Yeah.
Just ignore them at that point.
Yeah, now I am, because I can't get the gem.
No, like, even at that point, that...
No, I was going... technically, they still count as boxes, so I was going for the gem.
Oh. Okay.
Since I died after, I can't really get the gem, so I said screw it.
Okay.
Well, trust me, if the only purpose they served was for lives, I wouldn't have bothered, but...
Well, it's just like having to break every box is kind of like having to get every question mark block in a Mario game. It's just like... Ugh.
Well, what game can we relate to something like that, where you have to collect a certain amount of trinkets in order to get something big at the end of the level?
Well, it's different. Like, something like this is a lot different than like the standard Banjo-Kazooie Collectathon sort of game, because this is like this on top of an added objective on top of just beating the level normally. You know, it's
the only thing I can think of is like red coins in Mario 64.
Yeah.
no. You know what? Actually, Yoshi's Island. Getting all the stuff in Yoshi's Island, like the stars and the flowers and the coins in that game.
Ah, embryo.
Who gets one basic cameo appearance in the next game. and then is never heard from again.
Where did all that health come from?
Boss.
If you
So
try
you're
and
not-
get, if you get,
Smashes the two
Smashes
together
two
and it
people.
hurts you. Yeah.
So you can't hurt him, you have to hurt his Dragon Quest slimes.
yeah, which
Yeah.
for some reason depletes his health. Hey, I'll do it.
I just like making him do it.
Embryo is Cortex's sidekick.
In this game,
For
anyway.
this game, anyway.
Yeah.
He gets replaced by Engine later.
The next game.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? This always bugs me in video game bosses. If he can only hurt you when you throw the green vial, don't throw that.
Well, he doesn't have to. After a while, he transforms completely.
Into the Hulk. Dr.
Doc
Brio.
and Brio.
Pelted by gamma rays.
Turned into
To
the shit.
My question is, how does he turn back in time for the sequel?
It's
He
probably
doesn't. He doesn't. Edward Norton didn't feel like being part of the franchise anymore, so he just left.
I do like the voice they gave him in Crash 2.
Yeah, the
Like
jittering maniac.
In this game, they gave him more like an Igor sort of.
Yeah, well, everyone's voice is different in this game.
Well, nobody has any lines in this game, though.
Cortex and Brio
in the
do.
beginning, yeah.
In the
the
begin-
first person you hear in
Is
the
Brio.
game is Brio.
Well, I don't remember. I had the volume down too low, so I didn't hear the first cutscene.
You didn't miss anything, really.
Yeah, you really don't.
The lab. This is what, the final actual level before the final boss?
Yep.
I believe so. Yes.
Well, because the next level doesn't really count. But
It's kind of for a last level, though. You know, it's just like
It
sort of.
kind of is. It's a hallway.
Just motif-wise, I would have liked one of the techno-based levels from earlier to be the final motif of the game, and maybe have this be like an entryway corridor or something. I don't know. It
well,
looks.
technically, it's not the last level, but
The Great Hall isn't a level, it's an ending.
yeah, I know.
The thing about the Great Hall is...
We'll get to it. It's coming up.
Well, we won't have time to talk about it. when we get-
Don't spoil Ted.
Wait, there's the.
Like I-
give a shit.
No, I
Basically-
really don't.
Basically, it's a fork in the road. You warp into the level, the exit teleporter is right there, but there's a trail of gems. If you have all of the gems in the game, you can jump across those gems and find whatever.
A secret
her name-
exit.
Tawna, you find Tawna.
Yeah.
Tawna. I keep forgetting her name. You find Tawna at the end of the Great Hall, and that ends the game without having to fight Cortex.
Would it help if you call her Pamela Anderson?
It might.
Also, it would
Pamela-
be like Paper Mario if we didn't have to smash Peach over the head over and over again with our hammer.
Sure.
Okay. So you just sort of take her and go home, and you leave
Yeah.
Cortex. You just leave.
Yeah,
Yeah, you just
there's
leave.
this random as fuck
Plane.
No, it's a bird.
The bird. What kind of bird? It's one of the ones with the floppy beaks.
It's just a bird.
It's one of the vultures you find in the slippery climb
Fine.
stages.
I don't know, because like something about that's odd. Because we get our girlfriend back, but you know Cortex is still going to do whatever his.
Well, there's a secret. And anyway,
Here's the thing, though. Crash 2 assumes you didn't get the gems.
pretty much.
Crash 2 assumes you beat the shit out of Cortex because the very first thing you see is Cortex falling to his death. Into the camera, no less. Screaming his lungs out.
Here's one thing I don't remember, though. Did you technically have to beat the game first before getting the Great Hall, or was the Great Hall...
No, technically you don't.
There's a super password for having all the gems and Cortex, which presumably you would get if you reached Cortex and then went back to get the gems. But when I completed the game with all gems, I hadn't actually gotten past the Great Hall. So whenever I wanted to fight Cortex, I had to go through the Great Hall again just to
You mean to
unlock
jump over the one pit?
it. Jump over the one pit, yeah.
Now that I think about it, I think I've only 100%... Oh, I think I've only 100%ed this game one time.
Just once, just to say that I did. I've never done it again.
Yeah.
It's too much
Yeah.
of a pain. Boo.
The exclamation boxes are timed, right?
Yes.
Your only warning for that is that the exclamation point doesn't vanish if you hit them.
Yeah.
You have to knock those guys off the edge to kill them.
Yep.
Love that scream sound effect, by the way.
I would have preferred a Wilhelm scream.
Ah!
Oh.
I can't do it.
Nobody can do it except Wilhelm.
Yeah.
God bless him.
It was
No,
even in.
every mook can do it, John. Haven't you seen all the movies with it?
It's the same clip.
I've seen Star Wars, yes.
It was
No,
in.
it's
It
not
was.
just
It was in.
about-
It was in Man of Steel.
Yeah, I know it's in a lot more movies than just Star
It
Wars.
was. It was
Star
in Man.
Wars
It was,
is
it's the most
really
used sound clip ever.
Yeah.
Well, in
It-
movies,
It was. Yeah. It was in. It was in Man of Steel.
it was one of the.
the.
Yeah.
Alright. That is the end of the platforming. Now it's time for the Great Hall.
Quote
Now,
unquote.
the thing that you get, the ending you get is actually sort of a you fly away and then you get this credit epilogue in which
It explains what all the bosses did after the game, which, since there's sequels, doesn't count.
yes.
Pinstripe took your woman. How do you feel now?
I'm going to Disney World.
And that's the Great Hall.
Yep.
With no depth.
Famous level ever.
And that's why you need all the gems.
Alright,
Neo-
now for the final boss, which we fight on top of this hot air balloon. As its castle burns for some reason. How did it get set on fire?
He's got less health than his minion.
Yeah, but he's a hell of a lot harder.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, see, same logic. If the green shots can be deflected back at you, don't shoot them.
I think it's
This-
random.
No, it's a pattern.
No. I mean,
hard boss.
I think Cortex has no idea what sort of projectile's coming out of the gun.
He's not even aiming at you.
How much of an IQ does this guy supposed to have? Like, lots?
Well, considering he gets thwarted by an idiot Bandicoot every time.
Oh yeah, but the same thing happens to Eggman, and they can at least try to make us think that he's smart.
Actually, that was one thing I was never clear on. Just how intelligent is Crash?
They never... I believe he was supposed to be kind of insane early on, and they kind of backed off of that.
I know the later games, specifically the ones in like Crash of the Titans or
Twin Sanity.
no, not Twin Sanity, Mind Over Mutant, I think it was.
Yeah.
Like, they really play up that he's pretty dumb for comedic purposes. Naughty Dog games and like Twin Sanity.
Twin Sanity did play that up somewhat in certain scenes, but not as ham-handedly as the new ones.
Yeah.
Well, how much does Crash talk in, like, 2 and 3?
He doesn't.
He doesn't. He's voiceless.
Oh. Does he
Unless you
talk
wanna
in
count
later
Whoa.
games?
What?
Does he talk in later games, or is it just, like, slapstick sort of stuff?
Later games, he
He somewhat talks.
has more interaction with Coco, but it's still very like one-word sentences.
Huh.
A lot of shouts too. In the first, tapping into his inner Neo.
Whoa!
What is he riding? Hoverboard or a jetpack?
That's
Yeah,
a
the Scooty
very...
Pup Jr.
That final boss was kind of lame, I just gotta say. That looked pretty damn anticlimactic.
Oh look, we get Tawna anyway.
How did she get up here?
Who cares?
And that was Crash Bandicoot.
It looked okay.
And we honestly don't believe Zed dead.
2 and 3 are significantly better.
Yes.
I like the way Crash looks into the camera and fist pumps like, I'ma get some.
Yeah, this is good, right?
And then they fly off into the sunset. Sunrise.
One of them never to be seen again.
Ooh.
She just falls off and Crash just doesn't give no fucks.
Yeah.
Huh. I guess I'll just have to find another one of those.
As she fell off the blimp and Pinstripe caught her, and that's why they hooked up. Tramp.
Already claimed dibs on Crash 2.
You're damn right I could. You guys should have seen it when Ryan was.
I had just finished recording this, and I figured you know, if I'm in the mood, I may do Crash 2 as well. And John Whelan went, no.
Can I get Crash 3?
Yeah, go right
Yes.
ahead.
Okay.
Ted, you can get Wrath of Cortex.
No.
I also want Twinsanity, but only because I really like that game.
Go right ahead.
No problem with me.
But who's gonna play the Crash Spyro team-up game on the Game Boy?
Ted, you do.
Don't. I actually did play some of that, and it's awful.
So I heard.
But you had the most experience out of all of us, so you're a prime candidate.
No.
Although those games kind of always did remind me of Pokemon, it was what, Crash and Spyro Orange Edition.
Yeah, or I think it was like you were played as Crash in the Spyro world and Spyro in the Crash world or something like that.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what it was. Yeah.
Was Spyro made by the same people as the people
No, it
who
was made by Insomniac.
Oh.
So yeah, John's doing Crash 2.
Damn right.
So get on it.
Later. Gotta eat this Dorito first.